Good morning, afternoon, or evening. My name is John Morelock, and I am representing my administrative team at UGA's Engineering Education Transformations Institute to talk about how we leverage community to both disrupt and stabilize teaching and learning practice. If you find this talk interesting, I encourage you to attend our session during the conference, which will be at 3 p.m. on Thursday, June 11th. Our motivation for this talk was a recent article by the NSEC which proposed that Centers for Teaching and Learning and STEM education centers play distinct and complementary roles in educational change. They argue that Centers for Teaching and Learning play a stabilizing role, helping to sustain change through a variety of factors, the basic gist of which is that they have dedicated internal resources to hire staff to support faculty success over time. They argue that STEM education centers play a disruptive role, helping to initiate educational change, again through a variety of factors, the basic gist of which is that STEM education centers are often applying for external funding to implement interventions that then spur innovation. While this article helps us understand the current center landscape in general, we did find it problematic that the article described faculty playing a largely passive role in a center's programming. On the other hand, we as a STEM education center have found that developing faculty communities as central to faculty development programming allows SECs to accelerate disruption and sustain change, playing a bit of both roles. To give you an idea of what ED's programming looks like, our central goal is to develop communities of faculty, staff, graduate students, and administrators that are passionate about engineering education and excited to connect with one another around educational practice and educational research. The educational practice side of our programming involves getting people together in gatherings of various sizes for various purposes. For example, we have community forums where we bring in speakers every month in large gatherings. We also have smaller gatherings in the form of faculty learning communities, book clubs, and peer mentoring meetings. And we support faculty to attend engineering education conferences to connect with the wider community. On the educational research side of our programming, we have a community-based research incubator where faculty can help one another plan and accomplish engineering education research projects, as well as internal research initiation grants to help faculty get started on those projects. As I mentioned before, this community-focused programming has helped us to both disrupt and stabilize educational change. Here are some examples of how we've used disruption to stimulate educational innovation. Each semester, our flagship forum is the Engineering Education Showcase, where our own faculty share their innovative classroom practices through an ED forum to help other interested faculty implement similar innovations. Part of our faculty learning communities each year is faculty taking what they learn from that learning community in terms of educational theory and helping one another apply that knowledge to the classroom. And our research incubators help faculty conduct literature reviews on current best practices on a wide range of topics, including teaching, advising, and inclusion, and also help them develop those practices through research. Our communities also play a stabilizing role, helping faculty to sustain change over time. One example is our peer mentoring meetings, where faculty can get together and provide support to one another to overcome challenges that they're facing and to promote innovative teaching practices. Our faculty learning community projects play not only a disruptive role, but also a stabilizing one, where faculty come together to help each other overcome setbacks and difficulties that might otherwise have discouraged them from continuing those projects. And then finally, our travel fellowships help faculty to connect with like-minded disciplinary faculty at other institutions that help reinforce the importance of continuous improvement in teaching. To wrap up, we initially proposed this as a roundtable because we're hoping to learn from you what other community-based SEC models are out there and how can these kinds of models translate to different kinds of institutions. We hope that you will join us in our session on Thursday, June 11th at 3 p.m. to help share some of those insights.